Let's talk about Do Protocol. Yes, a protocol you've never heard of, and you probably don't even know why you haven't heard of it. Well, it's simple. It actually only goes back a few months. See, earlier in 2024, a couple of Nimrods, they released a protocol. It's not very revolutionary. It just lets you leverage up on your stuff, mostly using Aave protocol, okay? I'm sure most of you have went out there and used Aave at some point or another. I know I use it almost every day. It's a fantastic protocol. I love those guys. But these guys really weren't bringing much to the table. They effectively had a protocol that lets you loop up your position, which just means take your stuff, deposit it, borrow, go buy more of what you initially had, deposit it, borrow, and keep going on and on. It's pretty degenerate. A lot of people do it. You do it all the time. It's not anything special. And honestly, their protocol, there's tons like it, all right? And it didn't really have any special characteristics, except one little tiny one. And that one little thing they did different, the one touch of innovation they had, is the reason their protocol is now not used by anybody and absolutely abandoned. See, they had a little flaw in their thing. They thought it was handy. They thought it was going to save some gas fees. What it really did is make sure everybody was in tremendous danger of getting hacked. Now, I say hacked, really it was just bad code and got exploited, okay? But I tell you, when you have your cash and then you don't have your cash, you don't care what it's called, you want your cash back. And so, what happened, oh gosh, got a cash avalanche here. What happened to Do Protocol? Well, they had an exploit thanks to a couple of flash loans. Now, some of you may not be up to date on what a flash loan is. Simply said, a flash loan is where you go, you have no collateral, and you take out a loan, usually for massive amounts of money, and then you immediately repay that loan in the same block. So as far as the protocols are concerned, the money never left. Now, there's several different protocols. You can use Railgun, you can use DAI. There's a whole bunch of different places that have a flash loan integration. But basically, lending places will let you borrow and repay a loan basically instantly. As long as you turn a profit on the transaction, you can do it. And you can exploit vulnerabilities even if you're broke. That way, if you're smart, there's always a good way to make money. And unfortunately, with people putting out protocols like Do, there's a lot of ways to make money. But it's going to cost other people and maybe you shouldn't do it. I certainly can't recommend it. But all that to say, this clever hacker, he said, I'm noticing they have a flaw. See, when you go to unwind your position, they add a little bit of USDC value to your position. Very small amount based on the position size. But it helps you unwind quicker. In theory, this would help you save some gas fees so you don't have to unloop it so much. There's less processing you have to do. In practice, however, you just gave them a credit for nothing. So what happened is this guy went in there and he got a loan, a flash loan, and he repaid his looped up debt. And in the same block he did that, he also did a call transaction. Basically, what this transaction did is it let him go in there and grab all the assets out from the collateral, from the underlying, because it said you have a value of so much. And it's so much plus just a little bit because we gave you a USDC value to help you unwind your loan. But his loan is at zero because he used a flash loan to pay it off. So now he has a loan balance of zero. He can pull all the assets out of there. And then he can swap them. But he's not just pulling his assets out of there. He's pulling his assets out of there plus a little bit, okay? This plus a little bit is a big deal because as soon as this transaction got done and the person swapped out the collateral they had stolen effectively, they went back and did it 7 more times because that's what people do when they have an infinite money printer real quick. And this whole process ended up costing Do Protocol like $1.8 million, okay? Big loss, terrible, because they were a very small protocol at the time. They hadn't launched too terribly long ago. By the way, people thinking, oh, well, this probably happened way in the past. Hate to tell you, as recently as like July 12th is when this happened. So this stuff is happening right now. Now, users are unfortunately not going to get their funds back probably, or very little on it. They've received a small amount back from the hacker, but most of it has already went into Tornado Cash. It's gone. Unfortunately, it's a terrible tragedy. And if the guys behind this knew what they were doing, it wouldn't have ended so badly for everybody who put money in there. Now, I'm sure eventually they would have probably found this themselves and fixed the bug and no more problems. But people, be careful what you interact with. And if you have two chuckleheads who, one of them, the only business experience they ever have is selling pickup courses to people to get some ladies maybe, that's not who you want coding your finance stuff, okay? You want financial professionals. You want coding experts. You want people who are deep in the finance world. You really don't want a pickup artist to be your finance bro, okay? You're begging for a problem, okay? You're not just setting yourself up. You're asking, please, God, let there be a problem. Because this is dumb. Come on. Be careful who you let build your things. And if it's not vetted, you might want to watch out, okay? Now, keep your dough in the pizza oven where it belongs, okay? And keep it out of places like Dough Protocol. Now, stay tuned. We're going to have an upcoming video soon talking about the similarities between Dough Protocol and something a certain presidential candidate is going to be launching soon. You don't want to miss this. It could be crucial financial information for you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and have a great night.